Simmons Production.
All right. Welcome back to Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast.
Bang, 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 bang.
I know it's been a minute since y'all seen us. A lot of things happened. A lot of things changed.
Yeah.
Obviously, you see that we kind of upgraded a little bit. We got the mics on deck now. You feel me? So, as always, I'm Simmons.
And your boy Dang.
You feel me? So, we back in action. We here to give you the message that some people don't want to talk about because it might not be politically correct or some shit they just don't want to hear because it's the honest truth and they want to deny it. And we're going to talk about pop culture as far as hip hop go because that's what raised us. We're going to give y'all some of the game of life, books, the streets, and just real talk as far as being real big homies that the people out there that come from where we come from really need.
Yeah, that's crazy. We big homies now. We done made it to that.
On God,
age,
man.
right?
On God. I'm 34 now. You about to be 34 soon.
Yeah.
My birthday just passed in April. So, we the big homies now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You feel me? So we're transitioning. We got the gray hairs coming in and all that stuff.
Don't speak that on me quite yet. I'm still young, sexy out here.
Man, I got the grays popping off in the beard. Yeah. It's in the pubes. It's wild out here, man. It's wild.
Your boy is back. You see, he already on his bullshit.
I'm just saying, man. It's life. We gotta be honest. Don't shoot the messenger.
Wait up.
It happens to everybody.
Yeah.
So we've been away for a cool little minute. Some things changed as far as life. Right now we're currently in my boy Dame's new spot. He moved since the last episode.
Yeah.
Nice spot over here, somewhere in the cut, quiet,
undisclosed location.
Yeah, y'all ain't knowing where this is. Y'all not coming to the
somewhere in California.
The back cave.
Yeah, that's the back cave.
y'all ain't about to find out. But that changed. So and then he also graduated.
Yes, sir.
Man, we got to salute my boy over here. We got to clap it if I had the little applaud button out.
Yeah.
But so he graduated. I'm proud of my guy because it's been a journey for him.
Yeah.
You feel me? Talk about your journey, man.
Man, this goes back to when we first was just brainstorming about the podcast. This is before we even shot the first actual podcast that we did. So you talking about this go back almost 4 or 5 years. It was a journey because I started off, I got my AA degree, then when I got my bachelor's degree, and when I just finished my master's degree at the beginning of this year. So it's been an interesting journey because I was college dropout, went back to school. Didn't even know that one day I'll have an MS behind my name. You know what I mean? That never was the goal. The goal was to challenge myself, right?
Yeah.
The goal was to do something that I never thought that I could do. It was I'm not a school person.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a school person to go to school. It's about the discipline. It's about the grind, right? And I keep trying to tell people, going to school did not make me smarter, right? What made me smarter was my dedication to reading books and educating myself through reading 15 minutes a day, right? What my higher education journey did for me was just gave me the tools that I need to be good at a profession. And then it made me smarter. So that's one thing I want to get out the way first. Some people who think that school makes you smart. School does not make you smarter than the next man. It just prepares you for a profession. You know what I mean? It gives you a better competitive level to get a higher paying job. That's 100% it.
But the thing with school is it gives you the tools that you need for a particular profession.
Yes.
But that doesn't guarantee you a spot in that profession. What it is learning through life on how to apply those tools.
Exactly.
You got to know how to apply, and oftentimes in the system, as far as school goes, it's not really given to you in that way.
No,
like you're just reading down like whatever, and a lot of the information don't really be applicable to what you're trying to do.
Yeah, well, a part of my degree that I'm proud of is that it was leadership. So I have a master's in management and leadership, with my concentration is human resources, right? So the reason why I'm so proud about the leadership part of it is because I was able to sharpen my tools. I've already felt like I had leadership capabilities, right? But through my education journey, it showed they would tell you that I used to always say I think I was a born leader, right? And they said there's no such thing as born leaders. There's people with born capabilities of leadership. Anybody can fine tune their leadership capabilities.
Yeah.
So the thing that I'm proud about is I always felt like I was a leader to my generation, a leader to my people, a leader to my friends, a leader to my family and the people that's around me, right? And I was able to sit down and actually look at it from a different standpoint. So you do a lot of like personality tests and stuff like that. And what I found out that my leadership style was a servant leader, right? So I'm more of a person who wants to give to the people who I lead instead of feeling like they owe me something. And once you understand what type of leadership style that you have, you understand why life looks the way that it looks. I understand that I'm always giving more of myself to people than I feel that they give to me because I have a servant type of characteristic. Yeah. So that's like, those are the things that you learn, and I'm proud of, I'm proud of it. I'm proud of, my accomplishment. I'm proud to, share this moment with my friends and my family and all of that stuff. And this is just a new chapter of a new beginning. Right now I've sent my resume out to a relative that's good at hooking stuff up, and so she's gonna send it back, and we're gonna flood some of these places, and hopefully I can get into a position and an organization that allows me to actually help. So that's. I'm thankful for that, man. I appreciate you guys who've been rocking on the journey with us and paying attention to, my educational journey, our podcast journey, just me growing as a person. Because if you knew me back in high school and you know me now, you know that I'm night and day compared to who I was when I was younger. We
didn't even have our books in economic class.
Nah, I didn't even care. Listen, me and this dude, boy. Listen, for us to be where we are now, and for us to be pushing reading and doing all that stuff. If you knew us in high school, me and this brother used to probably look across at each other in class when he asked questions and stuff. And we was like, shit. I don't even know what's going on, man.
That shit was a whole foreign language.
You remember our final project? You ain't even did the final project.
I'm pretty sure I didn't.
Listen, I was stressing over it, but it is what it is. But it just shows that evolution happens. You can't write off people, because if you look from the outside in at both of us when we were in high school, you probably would have written both of us off. You know what I mean?
Oh, God.
But we actually was able to be, those diamonds in the rough that actually focused in on life and started trying to figure things out for ourselves. And for the most part, we've been successful. We both still got a long way to go to get to where we want to be. But at the same time, we're a whole lot farther than where we started.
Yeah, we're making a lot of strides. As you know, he took the school route. I took the entrepreneurial route. I just been busy in the streets with this photography, to be honest, and with this camera work, cutting hair, but mainly like my business in the photography game been stepping up a whole lot compared to what it was. Like I started noticing one of my boys. He started doing photography after me. Shout out my boy Latif. He started after me, but he took it more serious and really got to it. And I started seeing, I'm like, all right, like there's really some money in this game. Like, let me start playing and really apply myself to see where I can really take this. Yeah. So from there, things just started booming. Like, just getting
opportunities in photography, videography, and all of that stuff.
Yeah, like the Mother's Day just passed. Graduation season is in flood. People constantly like birthday or portraits or family portraits or whatever. Like it's a lot of. So I just really been exercising that entrepreneurial spirit, you feel me, and staying 10 toes down to the grind and seeing like where I can take it. Yeah. Because really the sky's the limit as far as where you want to go. It's just having that mindset to stay dedicated and consistent and really remaining a student. I might not be a student as far as academics, but I'm a student at my craft. Yeah. If you don't continue to be a student at your craft and really practice and putting in your 1,000 hours, 10,000 hours, you'll never master it. Right. So I'm just trying to just stay on my grind and put in my hours and see where I can how high I can run this up maybe one day I'll have a Tyler Perry studio of my own, you know, whatever the case. And
let me hold $1.
You feel that? You feel me? So the clothes are still, you know, we're still moving the clothes.
Yeah.
So I'm like, life is good. I'm grateful. I give all thanks to God.
Yeah.
Because without God, none of this would have been possible. You
Right.
see the upgrade in the gear and all this stuff as far as the mics and lights. Y'all don't even see everything that came with it, but like it's a blessing, and I'm grateful for where we at as far as two individuals, especially two black men.
Yeah.
So we can actually be the leaders that we need, be the actual big homies in the community that we need.
Yeah.
So it's really powerful to see where how we're in two different lanes, but in the same one at the same. If that makes sense, you know what I'm saying?
100%. On Facebook, I think I posted the other couple weeks ago. I said that there are a million ways to be successful, but the problem is you have individuals who will make you believe that their way is the only way, right? So you have some people who went to school who will look down on people who don't go to school, right? Then you have people who are entrepreneurs who have got successful as entrepreneurs, and then they'll be like, "Oh, you're wasting your time going to school." Listen, get in where you fit in.
100.
If the entrepreneur role works for you, there is a certain type of discipline. There's a certain type of grind that comes with that. If you're going to be a scholar, you're going to be a person that does the school route. There's another type of discipline, and there's another type of grind that comes with that.
100.
But when it's all said and done, as long as the road that you take gets you to the goal that you have set for yourself, nobody can tell you right or wrong which avenue that you took was the best one or not. So, like I said, my brother is an entrepreneur through and through, businessman through and through, hustler through and through. You understand what I'm saying? I'm the one that's going to go to school, this, that, and third. And if I get some money and I see what he's doing, I'm not going to hustle like him, but I'm going to invest in him. And I'm be like, hey, bring me back bring me back my portion. You know
but that's the
saying?
thing, though. Like, you have to be able to see, see the opportunity in something. So it's like, I might, so for example, you doing something, it's like, you know what that look like? It might be something in that.
Yeah.
And we so quick to not really believing and pouring into our brother and sister. And we need to stop that.
Yeah.
There's often he supported me as far as my clothes multiple times.
Yeah.
And it's just like
I got so much stuff in my closet, man. But I need the summer stuff because the
summer
winter stuff I'm
coming,
gonna be up there sweating. But the thing is, I love his clothing. Like my cousin had on one of the sweatsuits last week, and I was looking at him from a distance, and I was just like, they cold. Like it's really nice sweatsuits, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you got somebody who's stylish that knows how to put it together, and you know what I'm saying. It looks really good. So he has a clothing line that is everyday wear, everyday,
SimmonsCorner.com.
SimmonsCorner.com.
Simmons Corner.
You know what I'm saying? But it's something that you can wear every single day, and it looks really good. It's not one of these clothing lines where you're like, when I got it, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. Yeah. It really is what it is, man. So, you know. Yeah.
So go check that out, Simmons Corner. But pour into your people that's around you at whatever endeavors, if it makes sense. Of course, some people, they be out here doing all type of willy-nilly type shit. Yeah. And you're like, I'm cool. You trying to scam.
Well, that's 100%. That's what I was going to get into. Listen, I'm all for supporting black business, right? I'm really on that. It's not even a kick. It's more of a lifestyle now for me. That whenever I see a young black man, black woman, even any type of minority, whether if you're a Mexican dude, what you call a Middle Eastern, whatever, and you're grinding, right? And I really see listen, we're the minorities. We're not the ones who really blow up a lot in the things that we do. I try to support. Yeah. But the thing that I've learned from trying to support certain businesses, I hate to say it, some certain black businesses, especially during the pandemic, was that when I spent money with them because I wanted to see them do well, I never received the product. And I have multiple times during the pandemic, I've had to call my bank and get them to cancel a payment
Mm-hmm.
or dispute a payment because I never received the product that I wanted.
Yeah.
So you have some people out here who are just taking advantage of the black business, black excellent plug,
Mm-hmm.
and they're really just out here scamming to get your money, and they don't have any intentions of actually sending you anything of quality.
Yeah, and those are the people that mess it up for the other businesses that's trying to do it the right way, the
True.
legit way,
Truthfully.
and really putting out quality product. So understand when you do that, you're hurting other folks and their opportunities.
Yeah.
So please, please, please do good business. Stop giving us a bad name out here. Everybody ain't operating on that type of energy.
Yeah.
You feel me? So transitioning during this time, we had lost a really, really great contributor to the hip hop community.
It's big.
It hit it hit hard because honestly, like, he was my first favorite rapper.
Mine as well.
My first favorite rapper, the first CD I ever got was from him. As you know, Earl Simmons, aka DMX, Darkman X, the dog. He had passed away. From the articles that I read, it was from a overdose. I guess, like, the stuff. Everybody know he struggled with addiction, and it seemed like he was getting over that hump. So it was good to see that he was out here really getting back to it. Like, he was about to release another album, and but that fight with addiction had got to him or whatnot. Apparently, from what I heard, the product was laced with fentanyl, but we don't really know what it is. Some people said that he had got the COVID shot and that probably contributed. So we don't really know. Everything is hearsay, but in the end, we lost a real one.
Yeah.
That man, from what I heard, I always heard good stuff about him. Like, he could be over the top. Like, he got a lot of energy, but it's an energy that, like, it's infectious.
What I learned from D was that you can't judge a book by its cover, and you can't judge a person by being a little weird.
Yeah.
Right? Because he meant well in everything that he did. Right? I know there's probably moments where, he was on one, I've been on one. All of us have had our moments where we're tripping and we're in the wrong, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, if you listen to the interviews and you listen to the things that he say, and even songs that he had made, he was very profound in the things that he said, because he talked to the nature of humanity.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't just talk about being, a goody two shoes and a person that has it together. He talked like most of us are flawed.
He understood duality.
Yeah.
We're not just all one thing.
Yeah, and that's what he spoke to.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing that resonated with me. I remember as a kid, it was like forbidden for me to listen to DMX. Mm-hmm. Because of how wild he talked and this, that, and third. But me being me and being drawn to the hip hop culture the way that I was, I would get burned CDs, hide them, and put them in my Walkman and all that stuff. And DMX was always somebody that really resonated with me, because he was talking about things that I remember when the song "Slippin'" came
Mm-hmm.
out, right? And at that period of time in my life, I had to have been about 12 or 13
Mm-hmm.
when that song came out. And I remember I was just in a place as a young man trying to figure himself out with no father figure or nothing like that. And there was things about, that was going on in my personal family life that I thought that it was exclusive to me. Mm-hmm. Right? And then I heard the song "Slippin'," and then I was like, wow, this dude is really talking about, some of the things that I'm personally living at this moment.
Yeah.
And it showed me that, listen, he started off in a very dark place. He started off in a very confusing place, a place where love was lacking. Mm-hmm. But look what he turned into. He turned into this famous rapper. He turned into somebody who had influence in the world. People knew who he was.
Yeah.
So that always made me feel like my beginning was never going to be my ending. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said DMX, he played a huge role in my life, and I'm thankful that 2018 we was able to go to his concert and actually see him live perform and feel his energy in person. Yeah,
it was crazy, like, to see that. Like, he ain't miss a step.
No,
like, the song he was playing, he performed all his, like, his big cuts or whatnot, and he still had it. Like, he had just got out of prison, whatever. Was it prison?
It was jail. Yeah, he
just got out and everything, and he just got back to the grind. It's like, this is what I know. Like, this is all I know. And just the fact, like, just going back to the younger me, listening to his music and being able to see him, even though he was hella late, I don't know if that was his fault or whatever the case.
2 hours late, to be specific.
He was hella late. It might have been the way stuff was structured. Maybe it was traffic. I heard he was in Coachella. I don't know, but
that's what he said. He said that they drove from Coachella to Anaheim. Yeah.
So whatever the case, though, it was still a good performance.
Yeah.
And just listening to his music, if anybody that really listened to his music, he always, no matter what he was talking about, he killed like 100,000 people in the songs. Yeah. But at one part of the album, he gonna pray. It showed the duality that, like, we not perfect. We all struggling against our demons.
Yeah.
Nobody is absent of demons. We all got some type of demons that we struggling with, and we all need that prayer and always have God in some way of capacity.
Yeah.
In a part of your life. So I truly felt like the person that he was able to reach the specific people he was able to reach.
Yeah.
So, like, if he wasn't him, the message that he gave off, it probably would have flew over heads, but coming from him, it hit different.
Yeah.
So it's just like, this is somebody that's from the streets or whatever. This is somebody that deal with addiction. This is somebody that doing, like, he came from doing dirt and blah, blah, blah. Maybe I could change too.
Yeah.
You feel me? So, like, I really appreciate the impact he had on my life. He helped cultivate me when I got into, like, the music arts as far as rapping and whatnot. Like, he had a hand in that. And I really send my prayers out to his family, all his close friends, the whole Rough Rider family.
Yeah.
Because we really lost one. It hit pretty hard to the hip hop community. It was on a level as the Nipsey, and it was good to see New York turn it up for him for his homegoing.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because there's millions of rappers in the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's millions of rappers that you can name off, and this is no knock to them. But when you think about these different names that you throw out, boom, 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 you don't see the same impact on your life or the community that DMX had. So like Nipsey, I doubt that we'll see another rapper's funeral on the West Coast the way that we seen Nipsey's. And
I think Snoop was, God forbid.
I think Snoop. I think Snoop, but Snoop was so iconic because he's been around since forever, and he's always been a character that you learn to love.
Yeah.
Nipsey has such an impact is because he gave hope to the community.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It was a different type of impact that he had. Same thing with DMX. DMX, if you really follow DMX and you really was a fan of his and the things that he said, I remember he had that song where he was like, man, you used to be my man, you was in my left titty.
Scream right to die,
I thought you would die with me. Found out you was a bitch, you was on the side with me. When he
now
came,
there's a war, you know
what I'm saying? Like when that song came out, I really had a friend that betrayed me.
Man.
So the point that I'm trying to explain to y'all is that he was talking about stuff that people was living. When I was younger, I wasn't living right. No, I was not living right. I was active. I was low-key, 1 foot in the streets, 1 foot out the streets. And I was really living by the code. And I learned that a lot of people weren't living by the code. Man. I had people switch up on me. I had people set me up, all types of stuff. And so when he's saying stuff like that, if you really came from that, you really felt it. Yeah. And I felt it when he sang it. You know what I'm saying? Like when I first heard it at a young age, going through what I was going through, that was real. You know what I'm saying? So the reason why, like I said, his impact on my life was so crazy is because I felt like he made me normal.
Yeah. Prayers, rest in peace to DMX, man. It was just crazy that we lost him so soon. He was 50.
Yeah, just turned 50.
Just turned 50.
Yeah.
Prayers to his kids. It's crazy that we lost a legend like that, man. But switching over, a lot been going on during the pandemic. A lot people trying to figure their way out and stay above water. Yeah. A lot of people was out of work and all types of stuff. So during that, people had to get creative on how they was going to get some income and keep the money flowing.
Right.
Sometimes you gotta use common sense, but common sense ain't common. It's not common.
Greed is more powerful than common sense.
Man, so PPP. Anybody out there that I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all know or seen about the PPP loans that's going out for people with businesses to help you maintain payroll, and so your business won't tank.
Yeah.
So there's people out there with absolutely no business, no LLC, no nothing, and I get it. But at the same time, like, nah, that's not smart. If you're gonna do some type of hustle, be smart.
Yeah.
Don't create a LLC out of nothing. We be balling LLC, J and them LLC.
Yeah.
Them niggas over there LLC. Like we gotta do better. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like we gotta stop.
It's crazy because this just speaks to the lack of understanding that our community has.
James
right?
Family LLC.
Because listen, this isn't just, the homie around the corner, came up with a weird old LLC to get this
Ballin'
money.
LLC, nigga.
You had
on, nigga.
You had rappers
yeah,
who didn't have businesses.
What's the old boy name from Pretty Ricky?
Baby Blue.
Baby Blue or
whatever, something blue.
Yeah.
Creating things so that they could get this money. It was a guy that they just posted recently, got a $4 million PPP loan, and he bought a Lamborghini.
No, was that the Black Ink dude?
No, it wasn't.
The first one I heard,
the Black Ink dude did it too. But this guy was a white dude. He got hit first. Yeah, he was the first. He was first casualty. See, what you have to understand about the government is this: they'll allow you to commit a crime. 100%, they'll allow you to commit a crime, knowing that they're gonna come get your ass later.
Man.
And you may think that you're smarter than them, but you're not. Lil Duval said that there is a whole website with the PPP loans, and everybody who was approved for one's name is on there. So you could go to your region, the state that you in, your city, your town, and see somebody that you know has no business with a PPP loan.
Niggas ain't working, never had a job,
ever,
never had a business.
But they 500,000 up right now.
Niggas over on the block slinging dub sacks and shit.
All of that.
You know what I'm saying? Selling plates from out the house, trapping plates.
Yeah.
But they ain't got their business in order. Like, you can't do it. Like, you gotta have a legitimate business if you're gonna apply.
Yeah.
And make it make sense. I understand, like, some people, like, even with actual businesses that apply, like, this is when you do it. I ain't gonna even speak on that because I ain't trying to get nobody jammed up and nothing like that.
Listen.
But just make sure your stuff is in order and make sure it makes sense. That's all I'm gonna say on that.
And that's the thing. And listen, you got people who got the roll the dice type of mentality, right? Oh man, if you don't take a risk, you ain't that. Some of this stuff is stupid. It's not a risk. It's just stupid.
Yeah.
And I understand it was hard out here, and I understand that during the pandemic, what I saw was that a lot of businesses did shady business.
Yeah.
A lot of businesses were actually not making money. Mm-hmm. So you're talking about businesses that were supposed to be making money, and you would think because they have a name that they're solidified in themselves, and then the pandemic. So like I was saying, people out here shouldn't really try to take unnecessary risks, right?
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's just some of the stuff is just stupid. You're setting yourself up for failure. But what I learned throughout the pandemic was that there were businesses that supposedly had names, but the names didn't fit. Their reputation did not come up to bat when the pandemic hit. Yeah. Right, and so a lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of people were out of work, and this, that, and third. It was like half of the country was out of work. Half of the people was on, unemployment, all of that. Not many people was as blessed as I was to be able to keep my job throughout the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. But the point that I'm making is that just because circumstances get hard, you don't go and start committing crime. Because our government doesn't have sympathy for you.
Yeah, be smart about how you moving out here. If you ain't learned anything during this pandemic, what I learned for sure is your pivot game got to be strong.
Yeah.
Regardless if you have a 9 to 5 or if you have a business of your own, you're an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Your business, I mean, your pivot game got to be strong. So
Yeah.
for me, like I shifted my hustle around, whatever the case, and got to it and created some opportunities.
Yeah.
So you got to be able to create some opportunities. Have some rainy day money saved up. If this,
Yeah.
like
That's a must.
like have some rainy day money saved up if you can, or have some type of hustle on the side legally, of course, that you can do that you can defer to if need be. You know what I'm saying? So just be smart on how you moving.
Yeah.
It's not that serious to be out here just moving shady. There's a lot of people breaking into people, like going to apartments and breaking into the mailboxes to get their EDD.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy out here. Like,
It is.
That's not life, bro. Like,
It is. It's not, man. But you have to understand when employment is low, crime is high.
It really is. This is a prime example. This was a prime. If this was the time where it really made everybody recognize that fact right there.
Yeah.
Because before it was like, why the fuck is people acting up and blah blah blah?
Yeah.
Like, why is this section? Because the ain't no money, niggas is hurting.
Yeah.
Like, if you ain't feeding the wolves is gonna come out.
They're gonna eat, and but the thing that you have to understand too, switching reels but not switching reels. Let's talk about the minimum wage issue, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have people talking about President Biden came out and said that if you are offered a job, you need to take the job, or your unemployment benefits would be taken away. One of the issues that you're having with people not going back to work is that they're getting paid more on unemployment than they are at these jobs that they're working,
So
right?
it's like, why?
So unemployment is giving them a certain amount of money that allows them to be able to make ends meet. And some of them are having $600 to $1,000 left over even after paying their bills. And they've never had that from their job.
Yeah.
So the issue that we have that we're dealing with at hand is that jobs are not paying people enough to survive. If you're paying people enough to survive and then you're offering them jobs, people will go back to work.
This is the thing. Like, they're raising minimum wage, but every time they raise the minimum wage, the price of living, the cost of living goes up.
The cost of living, listen, I'll tell you right there, it's not to even cut you off, but the cost of living forever goes up because every year at my job, I have a union. So every year at my job, they always negotiate a percentage increase to our salaries because of cost of living.
Yeah.
Every year.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah, and it's like it can't be both. It's either you're gonna raise it up so we can survive, or you know what I'm saying? Like it got to make sense. So like as far as the government, it's like it got to be some type of finite line as far as like what rent can be. As far, you know what I'm saying?
That's a big thing, and we live here in California. For
It's
those
expensive as hell.
listening that's not in California, California is expensive as hell. You have, the rent control is crazy. Rent goes up, $10, $20, $40 every time your new contract comes up. So the thing that is crazy is that if we got to a point where we had one standard, right?
Yeah.
Where we looked out for our people to be able to live. I'm trying to tell you that crime and different things would change because some people are stressed about their rent, right? Some people are tired of moving from place to place. Some people don't understand credit. Some people don't understand saving money. Some people don't understand these things, and these people end up getting put in a position where they feel like they have no other choice. And so then that's when you see crime end up creeping in and all that stuff, because we are a nation of buyers and sellers.
Yeah.
But we treat our citizens to be buyers. Only a select few to be sellers. So what you're saying is there is information that is being withheld, and this information is being withheld because if I give you too much information, you become a buyer.
Yeah. And that's the thing about I always say there's enough for everybody.
Or a seller. My bad. I mean a seller.
There's enough for everybody. For whatever reason, people like to harbor information.
Yeah.
Try to it was like, oh, if I tell you how to to capitalize in his videography or photography game, he gonna take from me.
Yeah, and that's something that we have to address as well.
Like, we gotta get away from that mindset, because I'm like, there is like billions on top of billions of people out there.
Yeah.
There is a whole lot of people you can tap into.
Yeah.
Without compromising your business or theirs and vice versa.
Yeah.
Like, we gotta get out of this crabs in a barrel mentality, thinking like, if I let you get it, like, I ain't gonna be able to get, like,
well,
no.
Listen, I believe that's insecurity. It's an individual that we know. Both of us know him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna say no names.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a time where he came and he wasn't bragging, but he was talking about something that he was doing, and it put him in a position to have money and put him in a position to be in a better place in life, right? And as he's talking, my younger cousin asked him, he was like, man, well, I keep hearing you talking about, how you're good and you done came up and this, that, and third. He was like, why don't you put niggas on to let us know what you're doing, because we might be able to, we might be in position to get on board with what you're doing and actually create some, income for ourselves as well. He says, well, it's too much to explain.
Well, nigga, we got time.
You understand what I'm saying?
We chilling. What's up?
It was 100% the standpoint of, I don't want you guys to be in the position that I'm in, and that's wrong.
And we gotta stop. We gotta stop looking like that's not living.
Yeah.
Number one, I forget where I heard it from. You get more out of life when you give.
Yes.
When you give information, they're gonna remember you.
Yeah.
A good name is better than gold.
Yeah.
So if you ever fall on hard times and it's like, I always looked out, I always gave the information, I always gave the game, I could fall on hard times and I gave Dame all the information and blah blah blah. He doing good. I'm like, man, I ain't doing good right now. I'm kind of hurting. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
He gonna remember everything that happened.
Yeah.
As far as like how he got to where he was at or where he is at. And it's like, yo, like, nigga, say no more. Let me help you. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, when you do good, it comes back. It might not come right away.
Right.
But that energy that you put out into the universe, like, it always come back. Like, we practice on how can we go out there and go get it? How can we go get it? We need to stack up. I'm a go getter.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. Russ, the artist Russ. He was saying, one of his boys told him, like, basically, like, we always try to be go getters, but we need to transition into the position of being go givers.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it hit different when you're giving and you're practicing gratitude.
Yeah.
Because you appreciate a lot more in life. Your mindset is different, and you see different opportunities, and you're able to connect the dots in a different way than you were before.
Right. So
when you have that mindset, if I tell him how to do it, I'm not going to be able to eat, you're hurting yourself in the long run, because he probably could have seen some type of success or whatever the case, and then double back and told you, and then now y'all both is leveling up to the next level. Yeah. But you wanted to be greedy. You feel me? Like this mind state, like, we gotta get away from that. Like, it don't help nobody.
And when you're helping people and you're giving back to people, it's very important. This is foundational. It can save your life, because it's wild out here. Know your audience.
Mm-hmm.
Know who you can help and who you can't help, because a jealous individual will hear good information out of you and take it as you're bragging.
Mm-hmm.
They won't take it as you're giving them information. They'll take it as you're boasting and you're bragging, instead of sitting down and say, how can I get like this person?
Mm-hmm.
How can I follow your blueprint to get to the position that you're in? Some of them look like, oh, he thinks he's this, he thinks he's that. So you have to understand that, yes, you should give back. Yes, you should be a go-giver. But at the same time, understand the audience in which that you're speaking to. Mm-hmm. Because you could be speaking on deaf ears. And when you speak on deaf ears, these people are going to take it. It's like speaking to somebody who's not mature enough to handle information. Mm-hmm. They're going to take it however they're going to take it, and you're going to try to figure out, how is this information twisted? Mm-hmm. Right? But the truth of the matter is because they weren't the audience.
Yeah. Yeah, some people, they're going to always try to look for some type of leverage on how to get you.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to always, like, they looking at everybody, every single person that's food.
Yes.
I'm like, I don't give a fuck how good you are. I don't care if you Jesus.
Yeah.
you are opportunity for me to capitalize.
Yeah.
And when you lead by capitalism, your life is toxic.
It's toxic, and that goes back to what I was saying about, during the pandemic, how, crime went up and this, that, and the third. Some people don't understand that the position that you're in is because of the discipline that you had, the ability to see opportunity, right? Some people don't see opportunity. Some people don't know about that. Listen, if I get up at 4:30 every day in the morning and I tell you there's a pot of gold at the end of the street by 4:35, right? And I tell you that, what does that mean? That means now you have to discipline yourself to wake up in the morning to be able to go get that pot of gold every single day. Some people are not disciplined enough to wake up at 4:30 a.m. in the morning to go get that money.
I remember, I forget who it was. It was somebody that was successful.
Yeah.
Anybody that know me, they know I watch hella podcasts.
Hella.
But they was talking about, like, they was giving out some information. It was like, you know what, fuck, I'll give you this information. Because the thing is, even when you tell everybody how to do it, you can tell them straight to their face.
They still not going.
And they're still not going to go do it.
Yeah.
Because there's some type of discipline, some type of work. They want to give it to them. They act like they. The thing is, like, people, they be wanting, like, they see something, like a lifestyle, whatever the case may be, and it's like, I want that, whatever. Like, they say that they're a basketball player, whatever. Yeah. But the truth is going to come out when it's like it's time to put in the work.
Yeah.
You like the idea of it. You like the vision, and you like the lifestyle.
Yes.
But you don't like the work. Yeah. And that tells everything about you from that point on.
Yeah.
If you don't like the work, because the thing is, to get to success, it's not about enjoying it's not about doing it to get to the destination.
Yeah.
And everything's happy-go-lucky. Like, everybody's like, most people focus on, like, I'm trying to get to that.
Yeah.
You have to enjoy the process.
You have to.
You have to enjoy that road to get in there. You have to stop and smell the roses. Like, you gotta embrace all of that.
Facts.
Like it gotta be a love for the game.
Facts.
Like Mitch say, if you don't love the game, then it's like you ain't gonna never get to that level where what you're aspiring to be at.
What and I'll put it to y'all like this: through my process of going to school, right? You learn that your success is connected to your sacrifice, right? You have to learn how to fall in love with the process, right? So my process, I knew that every day that I did one thing the same got me closer to the goal that I was trying to accomplish, right? So I had to do discussion posts every day. I had to talk to classmates every day, but I hated it, right? But the process of doing that over and over again, it taught you how to be able to communicate a certain topic. It taught you how to be able to debate a certain topic. It showed you how to go and find information to continue a conversation. The repetition of being able to search out credible information and be able to continue a debate or a conversation that both people are on a common ground, but you're adding information to each other, right? So once you start to fall in love with the process and then you look up at how you do it in your life, like my posts on Facebook, I feel like I post things that are detailed, right? And the conversations that I try to introduce to people are detailed conversations. And once I got to this certain point, I started to get a different type of response from individuals. I start getting different people commenting that usually never comment, that engage in the conversation. So you see things change. So the point that I'm making is, whatever your grind is, whatever you're doing, there's a sacrifice and there's a discipline connected to it. So if you're finding something that you're doing and you love it and it's easy, that's fine. It might be easy, but the process of becoming great at it is not hard. It is hard because it's tedious. The repetition gets old, but you have to love the process of what you know that you're going to become.
But the thing is, people don't like pushback.
Right.
So when you're learning anything new, there's a certain resistance that comes with it because it's not comfortable and it's new. It's not something you're used to. So it's outside of your comfort zone. So you're going to get that pushback, that resistance. So people tend to duck off from all that. If you don't embrace just challenging yourself to become the best version of you, of reaching the higher level, the highest level that you can reach as far as becoming dope at your craft, or even if it's just as trying to be successful, but you love the process of certain things to get to success. Like you gotta love being challenged, and because you understand on a neural level, it builds you, and it builds your mind. And you're able to see things in a different light, and you can connect dots way better or more rapidly than maybe in the past when you wasn't challenging yourself. So you can't duck off from challenges as far as life goes, as far as business or whatever the case may be, what you into. You have to go at it head on, and trust me, to this day, sometimes I duck off from challenges, but I have to remind myself, I'm like, you're not going to ever find success in a comfort zone.
No,
you never will.
Nothing grows there.
It's just all dark matter in that area. Like,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, stop ducking off from that. Stop trying to stop thinking that there's always going to be an easy way.
Yeah.
There is never no easy way. There's never no shortcuts in life.
100%.
People think they're going. That's why they try to figure out the PPP loan.
Yeah, those are shortcuts.
Whatever the case may be.
And you're going to jail.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no shortcuts. If you out there right now, if you're on unemployment and you're getting the highest amount of money, and whatever the case, if you're not taking some of that money and you still got a lot of money left over, you better be investing that.
Yes.
Invest that in some stocks.
Yes.
Get your stock game up right now. Take advantage of the circumstance.
Yeah.
If you're not taking advantage of the circumstance, you're stupid.
You're stupid.
I'm telling you straight up, you're stupid.
Yeah.
So take advantage of what your situation is. There's always some type of upper side to any circumstance.
I'll tell you like this, right? To be successful, to be really successful in the world that we live in, the capitalistic world that we live in, you need multiple streams of income, right? So when people hear multiple streams of income, they're like, oh, I need to have 4 or 5 different jobs, or I need to have a business and this, that, and third. No, the stock market is a form of passive income. If you invest for dividends, that's a form of passive income. Another form of passive income that you can use in the long run is opening Roth accounts and putting money, the extra money that you have, into them, and you're letting those build over the years. So by the time you get to retirement age, you can have $500,000 waiting on you. When you're done, that's creating another form of income. So you talk about your 9 to 5. If you work a 9 to 5, investing in the stock market, investing in IRAs and Roths accounts and all of that stuff. That's how you can create passive income. Not everybody is a business owner. Not everybody's going to open up a business. Not everybody's going to be able to do that. But if you start thinking for the long run, if you start thinking to look to take care of yourself, if you start looking to, on top of investing in all these stuff, save enough money so that you can have 6 month of cushion in case something happens to your job. Those are the type of mindsets and type of things that you should be thinking towards in this time. If you have extra cushion, don't just think that, oh, I got extra money, let me buy more bottles. Oh, I have extra money, let me go on a vacation.
Stop being niggas. Stop being niggas. Listen, stop being niggas.
Yeah.
Stop doing, like, don't get extra money thinking like, oh, I got some, I can go get this Gucci.
Up.
I can go. Stop being niggas.
Yeah.
Even if you white, Mexican, whatever, stop being a nigga.
Stop being a nigga. You know what I'm saying? But it's the God's honest truth. You need to start thinking to put yourself in position. If the pandemic didn't teach you anything, it should have teach you that you should be prepared for whatever might happen.
100.
You understand what I'm saying? So, keep your heads up out there. Start thinking for the futures. Don't just start living in the moment. It's okay to live in the moment, but you need to be able to plan for the future as well.
100%. Trying to see what we was going to talk about next because I low-key forgot.
mental health.
Oh, mental health during the pandemic. Stressful times for a lot of people.
The world is on fire, y'all.
The world is on fire in more ways than one.
Yeah.
It's going crazy right now in the Palestine. Prayers to everybody out there. It's ballistic. Like, it doesn't make no sense.
None.
So, during the time, a lot of people lost some close loved ones.
Yeah.
Whether it was due to the COVID or if it was some other issues. But nonetheless, like, we lost a lot of people in these current times, especially during 2020. It's something that we never experienced before, as far as in the modern times. Uh, Probably one of the craziest things in modern time to happen to date, because we didn't know how to, like, we wasn't prepared for it.
Right.
Like, how do you get prepared for something that you don't know?
Yeah.
So a lot of folks are being affected due to the loss of life, and it's a mental health thing that we really need to consider and take into account. My bad. So it's a lot of things we got to take into account about these current times, even with the whole vaccination and all that stuff. It's everybody's on edge. It's a lot of stress. So, like, your mind is starting to develop some type of trauma, and a lot of people are getting desensitized in a way, because it's like now it's kind of normal that people's dying.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Within itself, that is crazy. Like, people still dying from police shootings. That is crazy. Every time we look at it, it's like, damn, another one.
Yeah.
And then, like, we trip for like a day or two, and then we go back to regular routine. Somebody died from COVID, like, damn, that's fucked up, blah, blah, blah. Then a week later, we back to routine. That is crazy. Like, that is so much stress. And it's like, imagine, like, the child that grew up when Trump became president, especially someone of color.
Yeah.
Imagine that child that grew up, like, was born during the time of Trump or whatnot, and then transitioning from that to COVID happened.
Yes.
That is a lot of shit to, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
the DNA, like, manipulation that's going to happen from that, how they going to be looking at life.
Yeah.
Like,
I put it to you like this. The only thing that kept me sane during COVID was that I was reading. Right? Because so much negativity was on the news, social media, Facebook, people going to war with each other, you talking to people who you went to school with, who became police officers, who just seemed so out of touch with the regular common person. I just kept reading. Because I feel like when you're educating yourself, your vibration is high. Like, it's not a lot of negativity in education, right? So when I'm reading about the history of black people, or I was reading a book called The Miseducation of a Negro. I read 50 Cent's book. I also read this book called Cass. I'm actually still reading the book called Cass. I was reading these things that kept me distracted, but not distracted in a negative way, but distracted in a positive way, because it was kept putting life into perspective. It kept me on the goal of what I needed to do to accomplish my goals. I was in school, so I was still focused on my craft and all of that stuff. So these things was able to keep me sane. But every time that I tapped into what was going on, it was depressing. Somebody died. Right? So you can see somebody get murdered, and then you see people celebrating the murder. He needed it, he deserved it, it was justified. Then you see black people talk about how painful it is to live in a world where they don't feel accepted, and they can feel like they could be murdered. It's a lot of emotional roller coasters going on. And if you're not tapped into something that keeps you grounded and keeps you sane, you can lose yourself in this moment.
100%.
We thought that 2020 was going to end, 2021 was going to get better. No, 2021 is still filled up of the same bullshit that we seen. We seen the Derek Chauvin case, and I watched it every day that was on there, and I saw how these people really tried their best to try to get this man off for a clear-cut murder that he did. You understand what I'm saying? Then you see the young man be shot by the police officer who thought she was taking her taser. You understand what I'm saying? It's so many emotions that go on. It's so many repetitive things that are just so daunting to your soul. And the conversations that come out of it, nobody is on the same page. Nobody thinks that certain things are wrong anymore. Like, right is wrong and wrong is right. And we're getting to the point where we're being stretched thin, right? But at the same time, we're in the middle of a civil rights and a human rights movement. So being stretched thin is not something that we can allow ourselves to become right now. We have to be stronger than the stretching. So it takes mental strength to do that. So you have to be feeding your mind and feeding yourself with something that keeps you uplifted. And you have to be mindful of what you watch and what you're feeding yourself with. You have to take a break during the week. You can't just solely, like I've been fully invested in the Israel-Palestine issue because I'm looking on Twitter and I'm reading tweets and I'm seeing videos from Palestinian people who are showing us what the media is not showing us. You understand what I'm saying? Social media has allowed us to be able to get away from the media narrative and actually look at what people we're getting in real time, and we're getting what people are going through, and it's a lot. There's children being murdered. And so what I'm saying is these things can weigh on your soul, it can weigh on your mind. You have to know when to tap in. You have to know when to tap out, just so that you don't lose yourself.
What I say to people is that, touching back to what you said, what you're feeding yourself, is you got to watch your diet.
Yeah.
And when I say diet, I'm saying food for thought, because right now, more than ever, is important to put the proper things in your body, because what you put into your body cognitively can affect you. Like a lot of people out here that I know is drinking constantly and smoking constantly, eating trash. America has a lot of overweight people or whatnot. Like that stuff affects you, and it contributes to depression.
Yeah.
And then the other part of the diet is the food for thought. What you're digesting into your mental capacity, as far as your mind. Like I had to stop watching like all the shootings and stuff like that, because I'm like, it's too much for me.
Yeah.
Like it's making me dark, and I'm like, I don't like feeling like that.
Yeah.
Like you gotta take a break from all that. And then even aside from that, it's just like if you just taking in trash energy, you're watching like some toxic ass reality TV. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're watching that, or just watching this ignorance and shit like that, like it doesn't serve you mentally.
Right.
Like that shit it's not healthy. Like don't get me wrong, like I indulge in some type of ignorance or whatnot, but you gotta have a balance to what you take in. It's like, okay, let me have at least put a cap.
Yeah.
Okay, this was funny. All right, cool. Let me like go over here and watch this TED Talk or whatever the case may be. Like feed yourself valuable information. Like you said, like constantly reading, it's putting like life into perspective.
Yeah.
And it's like you're distracting yourself from the outside noise, but you're still being productive and feeding yourself knowledge and information that will be applicable to life.
Right.
So if you're constantly just giving yourself all the negative shit, like, because a lot of times negativity rises higher than positivity when it comes to social media.
It does.
So it gets highlighted. So if you constantly just allowing yourself to get bombarded with all that information, you're going to get depressed.
Yes.
You're going to hate life. You're going to lose hope. And it's going to be like, fuck this. If you always like, because the life of an entrepreneur, I was having this conversation with my homegirl Erica yesterday. The life of an entrepreneur, that shit is not simple.
It's not for the weak.
It is not for the weak, especially on the start off point.
Yeah.
It's a lot of lonely times, a lot of dark times. You doubt yourself. You see somebody else that's up, like, damn, why didn't hit me? Like, why? Like, what am I doing? And then people's not engaging with you as far as your product or whatever your situation is. Like, damn, like people ain't really like that one, whatever. Oh, I got a lot of sales this week. Damn, like people ain't fuck with it this week. Like, it's a lot of ups and downs. It's a roller coaster. So factor in that with like everything else with life, like, it's easily to fall into that dark space.
Yeah.
So you have to constantly give yourself that positive energy. Get around people that's on the same frequency so you can build each other up. Watch the stuff that helps you feel good or give you the information that you need.
Yeah.
Listen to the music that make you feel good.
Yeah.
Eat the stuff that gives you energy and just put you on a higher frequency.
Doesn't make you feel all lethargic.
Yeah, you're not feeling all groggy and all that stuff. Like, you have to like really feed yourself the proper nutrition on both aspects, because it's very, very easy to get depressed out here, because there's people dying 360 all around the world, regardless if it's COVID, people, the police shooting, the gang shooting, Palestine, you name it. Like, there's a whole lot of reasons to be depressed in this life. I don't blame nobody for feeling depressed, because there's way too many reasons. But you have to break through the noise and find that space where you can weave through all that, and you can still see why life is great and why it's powerful.
Yeah.
Hold on to that. Hold on to that mindset, because if you don't hold on to that, because the thing is, like, in this mind, in this world, when I'm learning more and more, we grow up as a person. Like when we come into this world, we're a person in this world.
Right.
A lot of times, as we continue to live, we become a person of this world.
Nah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so it's like when you start to teeter over that line, when you become a person of this world, like I used to always say the saying, the greatest challenge in this world is to be selfless in a selfish world. I used to post this a lot on social media. The greatest challenge in the world is to be selfless in a selfish world. So that's saying, if you're able to keep that humanity about you, that positive, that great, like, spirit about you, and you staying positive, and you're not succumbing to all the negativity to the world, you're still a person in this world.
Right.
You're still one of God's children. So you ain't flipped. You feel me? So it's like it's very important to stay strong through it all, because we in a storm right now. It's getting real in more ways than one.
Yeah, and if you're not anchored and your mind is not solidified on who you are and the direction that you're going in life, and being flexible to move when things come or whatever, you're gonna find yourself in a place where you are in a mental breakdown.
100.
So, listen, we're in wild times. And when you're in wild times, that's when you need to bunker down and really stay steadfast on what your principles are.
Oh God,
you understand what I'm saying? So, like I said before, everybody got to keep their head up, because we ain't out the woods yet.
No, like I've really been feeling like we've been saying a revolution is coming for the longest, but man, don't that shit feel like it's close?
It's close, and I feel like with social medias, all oppressed people are connecting across the country, across the world. We're starting to recognize that my oppression is no different than your oppression. You understand what I'm saying?
100.
Like, I'm gonna keep it all the way 100. Like, I really relate to the Palestinian people, right? Because they have been trying to tell us for years that we are not the bad ones. But because they are not the ones that are in control, the narrative has been they are the terrorists. That they're doing this and they're doing that. And they're like, listen, these people are mistreating us. And when we retaliate, they try to make the world think that we are the aggressors. So nobody talks about why they slapped the person. They're only talking about the slap. And when I look at that, I look at black people and they say, oh, they're so aggressive, they're so angry, they're so this, they're so that, they're et cetera, et cetera. But nobody talks about why we got to that point.
They have selective memory of when it comes down to that. It's like, why y'all, like, what you mean why? Like, you went to school, you know of the history, even though they didn't teach us all of the full history, but you know enough to know the why. We feel the way we feel, and what we, you know what I'm saying?
And think about the danger of this. They are afraid to teach 1916 in school because they don't want the truth to be taught. They don't want to show the contributions that we made to this country. They don't want to show the heinousness and the gruesomeness and the just evil of slavery. Because if you start to teach that, these young white children who are in school start to learn the truth, right? So then they grow up to realize that these people are not our enemies. These people have been through a lot. These people deal with a lot. There is systemic racism. We need to put books into the schools. We need to create after-school programs. We need to give them opportunities to be able to compete on the same level academically as everybody else. Be able to teach them how to do SAT testing instead of just dropping it on them and say you need a certain score to be able to go to college. So the truth of the matter is they're fighting hard against 1916 because they're afraid that we will become equal once the truth comes out. So you have to pay attention. They say the history is written by the winner.
All the time.
So just because what they're telling you, they're saying is the truth, does not necessarily make it the truth. So that's why I encourage you guys to go out and read for yourself, study for yourself. I always tell people all the time, when I'm an old man, God willing, I want to be a wise old man. But I understand to be on the path of wisdom, I have to be able to challenge my convictions. So the things that I think I know, I should be able to challenge myself to know that I know. Two things happens when you challenge your convictions.
Yeah.
One, you prove yourself wrong. Right. And then you become more enlightened about the topic in which you felt passionate about. Two, you become more solidified and more steadfast in your thought process because you have proven yourself correct. But you cannot have the fear of being wrong. The fear of being wrong keeps you from having wisdom.
100%. Like, it's okay to be wrong.
Yeah.
If you don't know, you don't know. Admit it. Don't sit up here and try to hold some type of intellectual discourse with somebody and y'all debating about something and you're trying to be right. Like, you're trying so hard to be right.
Yeah.
It's okay. Like, well, I really don't really know too much to speak about this.
Yeah.
I'm not what's the word? I can't think of what it is, but I'm not damn. I feel like, what's his name? Y and J. I'm not no, but I'm not equipped enough to have this conversation to give you the right information that you might need to understand. Or even if I'm trying to give pushback, like enlighten me about how I'm seeing this wrong.
Yeah.
Like, always try to learn. Like I said, like that diet, that food for thought that you're taking in is important. Like, it's okay to admit when you don't know everything. Be a student. Always be a student. That's the best thing I could ever tell you.
100%. Man.
You got anything else?
No, man. I feel like that was good for being back, man. I feel like we knocked off that ring rust.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it was the first episode back. Like I said, we need more big homies out here in these streets that's giving people the right information and not gassing them up to go run on somebody's block and do some stupid shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Giving the information about that life, the world is bigger than a block.
Yeah.
There's other options out here how to get to it. You don't have to be out here living all fouled over breaking into people's mailboxes thinking that you got to get that EDD to eat. So that's the whole thing with Don't Shoot the Messenger. It might be the message that everybody agree on, and it might be some hard truths that people don't really want to face.
Right.
But we're going to give it to you regardless.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to love us more than before anybody else and more than anybody else.
Yeah.
I want everybody to, as far as our people, I want us to love us as much as we love white Jesus. You feel me? And that's a whole nother topic. But
and we're going to talk about it because I want all the smoke.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, let's keep it 100. Let's keep it a buck. Make sure y'all go read. If you don't read, go get the audio book. Put some information.
Get the information in however you can.
Any way you can. Listen to a podcast that give you the information that you need.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But digest the information and continue to lock in with us. Please like, subscribe, and share.
Yes.
Help us grow this into something, because I know that there's people that come from where we come from that need to hear this and hear it in a way where they understand it. We talk that talk. You feel me? So, yeah, until the next time is Don't Shoot the Messenger.
Bang, 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 bang.